Good afternoon, I'm Trinity Chavez. It is Monday, October 23rd, 2023, and you are watching NYSETV Live. We are coming to you from our studio high above the trading floor at the New York Stock Exchange on the corner of Wall and Broad Streets in Lower Manhattan. Today we are celebrating NCR Voyix Corporation, ticker symbol VYX, in celebration of its October 17th launch. And to honor the occasion, David Wilkinson, the CEO, will ring the closing bell. Now, this company is working to completely change how brands compete, working to transform retail stores, restaurant systems, and digital banking experiences with comprehensive platform-led SaaS and service capabilities. It is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, with about 16,000 employees in 35 countries across the globe. And today we have the team here to ring the closing bell ahead of its company split that will take place tomorrow, which I will be covering on NYSETV Live. So make sure to tune into that. And to commemorate the occasion today, the team is here at the NYSE, and we set up the company branding all over the facade outside the New York Stock Exchange to the cubes right behind me that are lit up. And today, all eyes will be on NCR as they close out the U.S. equity markets. CEO David Wilkinson, again, he will ring that closing bell at 3:59 and 45 seconds. Let's go to the boardroom.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Taylor, Global Head of Listings here at the NYSE. On behalf of Lynn Martin, President of the New York Stock Exchange, and all of my colleagues, it is my pleasure to welcome NCR Voyix to the New York Stock Exchange to celebrate its October 17th listing by ringing the closing bell today. Congratulations, everyone. What a great crowd. I hope everyone enjoyed a beautiful New York City afternoon outside looking at the facade, and that amazing banner that adorns our facade this afternoon. When you're outside, if you haven't done so on your way out, take a look around. It's a really historically important neighborhood here in New York and for this country overall. There's a statue of George Washington right on the steps. That's where he was sworn in as this country's first president in 1789. The building behind it is where the first Capitol stood. It's where the Supreme Court sat for the first time. It's where the Bill of Rights were ratified. And for all of us in the financial market, it's especially important because that's where Hamilton started the Treasury Department. And those 24 brokers briefly featured in the video in 1792 signed an agreement to start the New York Stock Exchange. So here we are 231 years later. So much has changed, but one thing has remained constant, and that's the New York Stock Exchange welcoming great companies to the corner of Wall and Broad Streets to list in the public markets. And that's what we're celebrating today with NCR Voyix. And it's a bit unique. It's a company that has a heritage that dates back close to 140 years. And you're now basically a 140-year-old startup. It is an opportunity to re-energize, refocus, and restart a great name and a great company. We couldn't be prouder to be your partner on day one and going forward. So without further ado, I'd like to call up your CEO, but more importantly, at least to us for the next half hour or so, today's bell ringer, David Wilkinson. David. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Thank you to the New York Stock Exchange. What an amazing job this team does in putting this event together, the history that you hear all around us, and the history that we're making today as NCR Voyix. As Chris said, coming from a heritage of a 140-year-old company, and he's my new best friend because he called us a startup coming out. So I love it. I love it. We are going to take this market by storm as a platform-led software and services company, supporting the greatest customers on the planet, backed by some amazing employees. So thank you for all of you in the room that are here supporting, that have been a huge part of what we've done from the Voyix side. Thank you to Team NCR Atleos, Tim, your whole team for being here to support us. It means a lot to us. Thank you to all of the significant others that made the trek. It means a lot to your significant other. It means a lot to us that you were here to support. A lot of long hours have been put into this to be in the making of what is very historic. So we didn't just put a Voyix, and Chris is, again, my new favorite friend because he said it right. So we got Voyix right. We got the dynamic dots supporting the O in the name, helping our customers on the voyage to the intersection of the digital and physical worlds is what Voyix stands for. We picked purple for a reason. It's a very calming color. It's royal. It's majestic. It's healing in some and some cultures. We like the name, we like the story, we like the heritage and the foundation that we're building off, and we like what the future has in store for us all. So thank you all for being here. We're looking forward to closing the markets today, and I'm looking forward to having a great party with the team tonight. So thank you all.
We have a lot of traditions here at the Exchange. The most notable one, of course, is what we're going to do in a few minutes by ringing the bell. But every afternoon and morning, we present a medallion to our bell ringer that we strike in this building. So, David, the front of this medallion is the facade of the Exchange, 6 pillars that symbolize free markets all around the world. And on the reverse side of the medallion is the Buttonwood tree, where it all started in 1792. Welcome to the Exchange.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Good photo here. One more thing, it's a real special presentation. So I noted before that we wouldn't be here without our listed companies. The Exchange is made up of 2,400 companies from 47 countries around the world. We call it the greatest community of companies on earth. This, David, is the initial certificate of listing that officially welcomes NCR Voyix to the greatest community of companies on earth. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you so much. We are doing great. I'm going to turn our live stream over to my colleague Trinity, who will host you until we get down to the floor and ring the closing bell. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much for that, Chris. Again, that was Chris Taylor and David Wilkeson. And you heard them talk about heritage that dates back 140 years. You know, the New York Stock Exchange has been around about 231 years. So, you know, 2 iconic powerhouses coming together as we embark on the next phase of this journey. And we also heard Chris talking about re-energizing, refocusing, and restarting. This is the beginning of that. Today is the start of the next phase of this journey. We also heard David talking about how they chose purple because it's royal, it's majestic, it's a calming color. We all have purple on today, representing this new company that's here at the New York Stock Exchange, a spin-off that we will be covering tomorrow. But we also saw the gift presentation, which not many people get to see. But this is hugely significant because, of course, this is highlighting and really showcasing the company's achievements, partnerships, and contributions to the financial world. So again, a very important milestone. And now, while they're all getting situated in the boardroom, they're going to make their way down to the trading floor and sign the distinguished guest book and to close out the markets. But let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, NCR Voyix Corporation, ticker symbol VYX, who is a leading global provider of digital commerce solutions for the retail, restaurant, and banking industries, is closing the U.S. equity markets to celebrate the spinoff of its ATM-focused business, which we will be covering again tomorrow morning at the opening bell. We're getting images right now of Lynn Martin along with David, again, walking down that long corridor that we have here on the 6th floor of the New York Stock Exchange as they make their way down to the trading floor to sign the distinguished guest book and then close out the markets. But again, to give you a brief background, NCR Voyix offers comprehensive platform-driven technology and solutions that serve a diversified customer base, ranging from small to medium-sized businesses or SMBs to large multinational organizations around the world. And today, the streamlined organization will enable NCR Voyix to accelerate its platform conversations, expand its services, and deepen customer relationships while also capturing additional market share. And here are a few company stats. According to the company, it's NCR Voyix, is the leading market core segments. It's number 1 position in self-checkout for 20 years running, number 1 provider of point-of-scale software in retail and restaurants. It's also number 1 provider of digital banking applications. NCR Voyix generates strong reoccurring and diversified revenue, nearly $4 billion in total revenue, reoccurring revenue of $2.1 billion, approximately 55% of total revenue. Software and services generate approximately $2.5 billion, or nearly 2/3 of total revenue. NCR Voyix, again, is a global company with a presence in over 35 countries, 16,000 employees, including 2,200 field service personnel. Now, some key takeaways there, but we have a lot more to get to right after this commercial break.
Connecting to opportunity is just part of the hustle.
Opportunity is using data to create a competitive advantage.
It's raising capital to help companies change the world.
It's making complicated financial concepts seem simple.
Opportunity is making the dream of home ownership a reality.
Writing new rules and redefining the game.
And driving the world forward to a greener energy future.
Opportunity is setting a goal.
And charting a course to get there.
Sometimes the only thing standing between you and opportunity is someone who can make the connection.
At ICE, we connect people to opportunity.
All right, welcome back. Now, we are about 14 minutes out from closing out the U.S. equity markets, and it only seems right that we get a market update. So I'm going to bring in JD Durkin with TheStreet.com. And JD, what do you got?
Good afternoon, Trinity. Here's a look at what we are following today. Stocks remain in mixed territory on this Monday. This after the 10-year Treasury yield briefly hit yet again that psychological level of 5% early this morning. It has, of course, since retreated just a bit. Welcome to news there for many. This comes after we saw all of the major indexes finish last week in negative territory, with the S&P 500 closing down 2.4% and the Dow down 1.6% last week alone. A few days ago, Fed Chair Jerome Powell acknowledged that, yes, progress has been made in the ongoing fight against inflation, though Powell did caution there's still a lot more work left to be done. Powell also addressed bond yield volatility, saying, quote, longer-term bond yields have been an important driving factor in the recent tightening of financial conditions. And he did add that Fed officials remain attentive to these developments because persistent changes can have implications for the path of monetary policy. Comments like this from Mr. Powell and his colleagues at the Fed, well, it's just about all we're going to get between now and the Fed's next decision on rates on November 1st. It's already next week. The central bank enters its quiet period this week ahead of that decision, and currently there is a 98% chance that the U.S. central bank skips a rate hike again, although, of course, the outlook for that crucial December decision remains less clear. Meanwhile, Wall Street is closely watching the 30-some-odd% of S&P 500 companies due to report earnings this week. On the tech side of things, the Magnificent Seven names will give us a sense about what they see as we move forward in Q4. This includes a lot of names, of course, in the New York Stock Exchange FANG Plus Index. That index up about 68% year to date. NYSE names like Coca-Cola, 3M, GE, and Spotify all set to report tomorrow. And later in the week, we will hear from the likes of GM and Ford to, in part, evaluate the impacts of the ongoing UAW auto workers strike. And of course, this week, we also get the first reading of third quarter GDP. And on Friday, all eyes on that must-see PCE inflation data. That'll do it for us here this afternoon at The Street. Trinity, back to you.
Guest book as we get ready to close out the markets, and I am joined now with Jay Woods. He is the Chief Global Strategist for Freedom Capital. Jay, what a great day.
Yeah, it is a great day. We're trying to see how we close here. We have a streak of 15 consecutive Mondays closing up in the S&P 500. S&P is down 1 point. We have a few minutes to go, so it'll be interesting to see if we can keep that streak going.
What has been the biggest driving factor in today's market?
Well, right now it's all about earnings. Today was kind of quiet. We have geopolitical concerns. That's a driving factor, and that's That's something that's near and dear to our hearts and minds. But right now, this week is about earnings. We got a lot of mega caps reporting. We have over a third of the Dow stocks report this week, and 30% of the S&P 500. So we're watching the tape closely on the earnings.
What are we expecting? I mean, do you have any guesses?
We're always hopeful. We expect earnings to come in strong. I mean, that's what we've been seeing consistently. That doesn't always mean price action follows, but we'll see how it goes. When you have big caps reporting, they've been beaten down a little bit. I think it's time for a bit of a rebound. October, historically, October has more bottoms than any other month in the calendar. So we're hopeful that we've got the washout and we're ready to rally.
Sorry, Jay, I don't mean to cut you off, but the bell waits for no one, and I got to speak to other people. Hello, Mr. Wilkinson. Hello, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You've got the right color on.
I mean, I did my best.
Thank you.
So how are you guys feeling right now? I mean, this is a hugely significant moment, especially in this time.
We're very excited to be here and closing the markets today. And we're very excited for our company. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's amazing. You don't often get the chance to take a 140-year-old company and reinvent it. We spun out NCR Atleos. Will ring the bell tomorrow morning. NCR Voyix will close the markets tonight. It's a pretty amazing time for our employees, for our customers, and for all of our shareholders. We're having a lot of fun here at the stock exchange, so it's going to be amazing.
Well, I love what you guys were saying in the boardroom. I was listening in, and you know how you guys are considered a startup. You know, Chris Taylor was calling you guys a 140-year-old startup. I mean, that must make you feel great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and that's part of what we really wanted to do is unlock the power of our platform-led software and services business that supports digital banking, retail, and restaurants, and really come at it with the agility of a startup. And that's really what we're going to do as we unlock the power of this great company.
And it obviously takes a hugely committed team to get to this point today. Would you like to tell anybody, you know, who may be a part of the company watching near and far? Do you have a message for them?
Just thank you for all the work that went into getting us here, and we're really excited to start our company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so.
No, that's good. I was just going to say the same thing. Thank you to everybody, all the employees of NCR Voyix.
And what's next? After tomorrow, I'll be covering that, by the way. So what's next?
What's next in terms of Voyix?
Yes.
Yeah, we're just going to keep our heads down. We have an amazing customer base and a great strategy. So it's really all about execution for us now. The employees will say the hard work has been done. The hard work is just beginning. The split was hard, and now we have real work to do in terms of supporting our customers and growing this company.
Well, you have some very important work right now. You got to close out the U.S. equity markets. I'll let you go. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it. Now look at this crowd just gathering right behind me. I mean, we have dozens of their friends, colleagues of VYX here at the New York Stock Exchange getting ready to close out the U.S. equity market. So it's an extremely exciting day. So actually, I want to bring back in Jay because we sort of like cut that conversation quickly. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and I'll be joined with him as we get ready to close out the markets. right, we lost Jay. I think he ran out of here right after the interview, to be honest with you. But I have Laura Diorio. She heads our social here at the NYSE. Laura, what do we got? Give us a social update.
Well, if you're watching this right now, you're on one of our numerous platforms to view NYSE TV live. That could be Twitter, LinkedIn, an internal webcast right to the company, YouTube. I mean, because we are cross-platform. You can find NYSE at LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place, and we've got tons and tons of content that people can watch. So I'm celebrating this launch today, and then tomorrow morning I've got a whole new slew of content to work with. So it's a very robust content schedule. It's my favorite thing to do is to highlight a company and their journey of going, whoa, and also hype up the crowd and get them excited to close the markets with us. So I'm going to be doing that soon. But how's it going for you?
Oh, it's going great. You know, fantastic. Living the dream every day on the floor. I mean, it's always an exciting day at the New York Stock Exchange. I mean, you know it. You know how it is.
I know. This is our favorite part of the day. Opening and closing bell. I get to have a whole new slew of people really excited to highlight their company and celebrate the journey from going private to public. And so we got a great, I mean, everybody's in theme too. I love the colors too. Purple always looks best on the facade too.
We didn't plan it either.
No, of course, yeah. She didn't even know what the company was.
So what are some things you're working on this week? What can everyone expect to be released across our digital media platforms? Not to put you on the spot, but to put you on the spot.
On the spot because it's my favorite season and it's Halloween. Halloween is arguably the best season. So I just did this video with Six Flags that was absolutely terrifying to make, but we have a couple companies coming up down the line. I got 2 weeks, my costume just came in. Then we roll into Thanksgiving, the season of giving, and of course tree lighting. Eating, yeah, don't get me started. But NYSE tree lighting's coming up. It's our 100th, and so I've got a month to put together a whole content plan there with some amazing companies participating, and I know you'll be a part of it.
Oh, so. I think we all are going to be a part of it. That's the word on the street.
It's the whole NYSE team bringing together, so.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Laura. I know that you have a job to do.
I got to hype up these people, you know.
I mean, I will let you get to your job, and then I'll see you later.
Bye, Trinity.
All right, so like she said, she's about to, I mean, the crowd already gets wild, but she does like get them really enticed. Everybody gets so enthralled in closing out the markets, especially right in front of CNBC's set. I know many people like to get really rowdy, disrupting their broadcast a little bit, but that's what we love here at the New York Stock Exchange, is to make sure that everyone is having a good time, especially a spin like this, welcoming a new company to the NYSE family of over 2,400 listed companies. And you know, the fact that we have a designated market maker here at the New York Stock Exchange, look at that. See, there goes the cheering, and the crowd is getting very excited. We're about 3 minutes on the dot out from closing out the markets. All eyes right now is on VYX as they're utilizing every opportunity at the Bell Podium to really just enjoy this moment. It could be around 100 million people, depending on the given day, tuning in to watch who is ringing that bell. Closing out the markets or opening up the markets tomorrow. Like we said, when we are covering the spin, we're going to have all the details on NYSE TV Live. Again, follow us on our digital media platforms at NYSE, not to miss a beat. But right now, everyone is taking a photo. They're up there with the NYSE president, Lynn Martin, as we get ready to close the markets. You're getting images of them right now, and we have 90 seconds until we hear the crowd just erupt right behind me. Again, these are dozens of their friends, colleagues of VYX, everybody who is here to support this company as they go embark on the next phase of their journey. And you know, we might see some traders zipping past me at a point in time because again, this is an active trading floor. Everybody trying to rush to place their orders and before the US markets are officially closed out, and we have between 100 to 200 traders here on the floor, along with the designated market maker. That's what I was talking about a little bit ago, about what sets us apart from any other institution in the world, is this specialized trader who stands with your stock for the days, weeks, months, years ahead. We have had some of our listed companies listed with us for upwards of 200 years. We recently celebrated Con Edison, who is listed with us for 230 years. And again, we are a 231-year-old institution. So imagine that, you know, having somebody be a part of this, well, actually, I should say a company being a part of this NYSE journey for that long. That's what we pride ourselves on here at the NYSE. And this is, again, just the start of a long-standing relationship for the years, hopefully decades, centuries to come. Right now, we're seeing images of the executive team of VYX along with Lynn Martin as they get ready to close out the market. Look at there, there's David right there taking photos of this monumental moment. All eyes again on the company. And actually, we're going to listen in right now to the closing bell.
together, we built something truly beautiful in the true iconic notion of what America is all about.
This is our task, this is our mission. We have a clear focus and we have the ability to be agile and innovate.
It takes years of dedication to get us to this milestone. It is all because of you.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. It is the only thing that ever has.
To be a woman leader, it's not so easy, but it's easy if the passion and the love is coming from your heart.
The New York Stock Exchange is the symbol of what America is all about. Potential of capitalism, the potential of an American dream.
The only way you can move a society forward is a true expression of freedom.